Welcome to the Minnesota Twins franchise on MLB The Show 18 as we are set to debut season number 4 today. I really like the team we have this year, and we have been building this team now for a long time. Last year, I'm still shocked we did not make the postseason. We played and lost Game 163 to the Boston Red Sox. Here is what happened during spring training this year. Our main addition this season was Yasiel Puig, as we signed him to a large deal. We're still at a similar payroll to last year at the same time. Paul Goldschmidt was excellent during the spring, so was Charlie Blackmon. Really impressed by Byron Buxton and hoping this is the year he really turns the corner offensively. The pitchers were a little inconsistent in the spring, but I did like what I saw from our new lefties, Tony Watson and Will Smith. Overall, I feel good about this team. This is a look at our starting lineup. It's very right-handed heavy. I like to find some more left-handed bats, but they're not our best players. As far as the pitchers go, we welcome rookie Gary Tadano to the rotation. He was the second player we ever drafted in this series, behind Maxwell Fowler. For the bullpen, I thought I would keep Tyler J up at the majors, but with Will Smith and Tony Watson, we have a couple lefties, and it was really hard to trim this roster down to 25. So players such as Steven Gonzalez, Jose Barrios, Nick Gordon actually headline the AAA roster. Gordon just didn't have a very good spring, and he did not show enough to outplay Jorge Polanco or Yunel Escobar. Sandy Bunty is one player who maybe this season could find himself at the major league level. Tyler J, again, maybe he can as well. And Eddie Rosario is down at AAA also. Last season, we improved our win total by only 4 after an amazing start to the season. This year, my expectation is to absolutely win the AL Central and get to 90 victories. Although it's going to be a tougher division this year with what the White Sox have done. Let's get to opening day. We're set to start year number 4 against the Chicago Cubs. We start the year in interleague fashion against a really good offense. It's Dallas Keuchel versus Jake Arrieta, and a fun way to start the season here at Target Field. Today's episode is going to feature the entire first 3-game series, but overall expect this season to move along much quicker than year number 3. It's time to begin the 2020 season here at home. And the starting pitchers in this matchup had really similar numbers last season. Arrieta, though, walks a lot more batters than Keuchel does. Let's start. It's Javi Baez leading off for the Cubs. A lineup that now no longer features Anthony Rizzo, as Baez lines the first pitch of the season into right field for a single. On the very next pitch, he's off and running for second base. Baez wasting no time getting into scoring position. Now, I mentioned no Rizzo. Well, they do have Justin Turner, who flies this deep into left field. Left center, that is, and Byron Buxton makes the catch. They couldn't pay Rizzo because they already paid Justin Turner, Trevor Story, and George Springer. Full count here with 2 away. Keuchel trying to put a 0 on the board, and he'll do it! Striking out Trevor Story looking with the fastball. Let's go bottom 1 now with Minnesota. Facing Jake Arrieta, here is Charlie Blackmon, who was excellent for us last season, batting over 300. He'll turn on a 2-0 fastball and line out into center for George Springer. Then Paul Goldschmidt, the team MVP from Season 3. And he chops it right back to Arrieta for out number 2. Miguel Sano had his best season a year ago, hitting almost 300. But none of the Twins' first 3 hitters can do much on Arrieta. 3 up and 3 down. We go top 2, George Springer. Nobody on, he'll change that. Over first base to the wall. Springer rounds first. Here's the arm of Yasiel Puig. Over in right field now as Blackmon moves to left field. Runner at second base for Kyle Schwarber, grounded through. Puig charging, here's the throw. A cannon to home plate. Springer not even close. And there's just the first run saved by Yasiel Puig this season. His spring wasn't stellar with us, but I think he can be a big addition to our offense. 2-1 fouling off the slider. working the count, and then the breaking ball of Arrieta records the strikeout in Puig's first Twins at-bat. Mitch Garver is now the full-time catcher to begin this season, and he delivers the first hit of the year on a 2-0 pitch. Garver's offense has been a really good surprise in this series, and the Twins get their second base runner. Polanco walks. Josh Harrison trying to advance, and he will end the inning on a quick ground out. Scoreless through 2, we'll go top 3. 0-2 count, and there's Dallas Keuchel as Pedro Alvarez had no chance, and then Baez goes around for another strikeout. We'll go bottom 3. Paul Goldschmidt, we know what he's about. Looking for his first homer of the season. Out to right center, not quite. I thought it was gone. We'll go all the way to the 5th inning now, as the Cubs finally start to get some offense going. They get 2 aboard to start off the 5th inning. Then Kyle Schwarber with a chopper up the middle. With his glove, Polanco flips to Harrison, and they complete the 6-4-3 double play in style. With 2 down, just trying to prevent the run, and that'll do. Fly to center, no problem. Scoreless halfway home. As we go bottom 5, Mitch Garver with a liner into right, providing the Twins' first and second hits of the season. Jorge Polanco up the middle. There's another one. 2 aboard again. These 2 both reached earlier in the game. And then a wild pitch from Arrieta. Everybody moves up, and there's still nobody out. Harrison now with a prime opportunity, and he jams this into shallow center. That is not going to be deep enough to score Garver. 1 away, and now Byron Buxton. Arrieta's first pitch gets away from Contreras. Garver headed home, and the throw is in time. I thought that ball was going to get further away. Good job. Another wild pitch from Arrieta. We didn't try on this one. Buxton did wave Polanco home. 3-2, strike 3, swinging on Byron Buxton. Twins still can't score. We'll go top 6 as Keuchel was doing some masterful work. A 3-0 pitch, Baez green lights into a ground out, and with 2 away. Justin Turner pops it up. Garver doesn't have to travel very far. A very solid first 6 frames for Keuchel, but we need to give our pitcher some run support when he does this kind of work. Charlie Blackmon gets another leadoff hit. He takes off for second. There we go. Another chance. The offense slowly getting some production now off Arrieta. 2-2 to Goldschmidt. He pops it up behind home plate. That was a potential home run ball. He misses out. Then it's Miguel Sano drawing a 5-pitch walk, setting up Yasiel Puig with the chance to score our first run. This after striking out for the first 2 times he saw an at-bat. This ball will not get through. They got the out. No, they don't. It's into the outfield. And then we got some base running issues here. I was trying to get everybody to the right base and just ended up messing everything up. Another missed chance at scoring, and then Cruz strikes out. Still no runs. Into the 7th, the pitch count is no problem for Dallas Keuchel. Pitch number 60 got a strikeout. With 2 down, poked into right. Puig with a routine play, and we've made it through 7 with Keuchel. Can we get a run this time? Arrieta still in the game, and Garver gets his 3rd hit off of him. What a start for Mitch Garver. Jorge Polanco up the middle. Again, these 2 are able to reach. Josh Harrison, nobody down. Another hit to the right side. They brought in a new pitcher now. We get after him immediately. With the bases loaded, nobody down, slow chopper. They gotta go to second base, and Buxton gets the fielder's choice, and he drives home our first run of the season. Charlie Blackmon next. That gets through again, base hit, and the Twins score another. Finally, we have some runs for Dallas Keuchel. But there's no reason to stop here, as Goldschmidt fouls off another meatball and ends up striking out. These are pitches he normally crushes. Miguel Sano. There's a strike on the inside corner and a really good rebound as the Cubs hold us to only 2. The day was still not done for Dallas Keuchel. How do you take him out when he's doing this? Schwarber strikes out on the changeup. Now 2 away. Baez didn't need to wave at that one. And he taps it back to Keuchel. He makes it through 8. No runs allowed. That's our ace. And maybe you disagree with this move, but in the 9th, I thought it was time to put in Yasiel Puig. Keuchel's pitch count was getting up there. He's a lefty facing a very right-handed heavy lineup, but that strategy did not pay off to start. This is long gone to left center field. Albert Almora Jr. goes yard for the first run of the Cubs season. But I was worried that facing the 2 through 4 here, it would be a little much to ask Keuchel to keep going. But Iglesias gives up the homer and then a single, trying to settle down our closer who was awesome in the spring. 1 and 2 to Story. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Story can't believe it. That's 1. Now Chris Bryant at bat. 1 and 1. Grounded to the right side. Harrison Polanco back to Goldie. That's the game. Twins win. Cubs made it interesting in the 9th, but we hang on. We left a lot of opportunities out there. There were some good pitches we couldn't do much with, and then I had the blunder there on the error by Baez where we should have scored our first run. We still hang on, and Dallas Keuchel goes 8, striking out 6, and he gets the win. Twins at 1-0, now head into Game 2 with Maxwell Fowler on the mound, and we go with the throwback uniforms this time. Max was very good in his rookie season. I expect him to be even better. 0-2 count here to Justin Turner. Here's how we begin. We get him to chase. Fowler does have some nice breaking pitches. We go bottom 2 after a pair of walks for Minnesota. Charlie Blackmon at bat. Fly ball into left field. It's shallow. And it hits the ground. Down for a hit. Twins score early this time. And Blackmon is in with the RBI double. Take a look at how close this one was. I thought Schwarber had a really good chance to make this play, and he is just a little bit late. We'll go top 3 with Maxwell Fowler facing Wilson Contreras, who drives the breaking ball to deep left center field, and that stays in. But it bounces off the wall for a stand-up double. Javi Baez with Contreras over at third base. Big strikeout again with Maxwell's slider. Then with 2 away, Jason Hayward back to the pitcher. Good job getting out of a minor jam. We'll take it to the 4th now with Maxwell Fowler. The pitch count was excellent to this point as the Cubs swung at pretty much everything, including this one that gets away from Garver. A strikeout turns into what is essentially a double because it went out of play. That's the most unlucky thing I've ever seen in this game. Cubs score, by the way. Single into right field. We're tied at 1. Fowler trying to keep it to only 1, but 2 more reach. And then nothing there on the curveball. We're not seeing Bryant offer at any of these, and no calls go in Fowler's favor. The base is now loaded. This could be trouble. Contreras lined into center. That's going to score at least 1. Here comes the second run around. It's now 3-1 Chicago. Baez next. That's going to right center to plate at least 1 more. The Cubs finally got to Minnesota big with their offense, and they make it a 5-run inning. Somehow we couldn't make that play. Well, that's how quickly things can get out of control against a very good offense. 6-1 Cubs as we jump ahead bottom 5, and Miguel Sano gets one into center field to bring home another run for the Twins. Trying to chip away at this lead. Garver right side, not gonna happen. And the Cubs end up hanging on in this game. That big 4th inning was really all they needed, and the Twins offense just couldn't get much going. Final score, Cubs win 9-4. We did get a home run from Josh Harrison, but it just wasn't enough. Cubs also tacked on 2 more in the 9th. A very different game than the one that featured both aces, and that also evened the series at 1 as we'll go to Game 3 to end the episode. The Twins now have the veteran Mike Foltynewicz on the mound. He faces John Lester in this game. To start off, we have Foltynewicz in the first inning and facing George Springer, getting ahead in the count. And he starts off with a nice strikeout. There's that slider. We had a lot of success making the Cubs chase the off-speed and breaking pitches. We start off this game well, just as we did in the first two. Foltynewicz goes 3 up, 3 down. We'll go bottom 2. Yasiel Puig still looking for his first hit as a Twin. He can't connect there against the fastball, and Lester gets him to line to second base. That was still the best at-bat for Puig to this point. We'll stay in the second inning with Miguel Sano, who drives this to left center field. Between last year, the spring, and now the start to this year, it does seem like Sano is becoming that superstar player many thought he would be. Jorge Polanco trying to continue the inning, and Lester gets him looking with the big sweeping breaking ball. In the third, the Cubs get a couple base runners against Folty, and Jason Hayward does his part to drive home one. Cubs take the early lead. Then here's George Springer into center field. That'll plate another 2-0 Cubs. I did sim more of games 2 and 3. Wilson Contreras launches a solo home run, and after 3 straight hits, they get another run scored. 4-0 with our offense really doing nothing, and we see now 7-0 Cubs. I just wanted to see if we could get something going with Yasiel Puig, and finally we do get that elusive first hit. With Puig on first base, here's Miguel Sano turning on one, and that is launched out to left center, deep to the fence, and it doesn't quite make an exit. Still, Puig can round third base. It's an RBI double for Miguel Sano. After Sano moves up to third base, Polanco to left center field. Lester left another one up in the zone. We capitalize on it to get 2 runs back. Byron Buxton gets another one almost in the same exact location. We just keep hitting to left center, and that's 3 runs for Minnesota. Cubs threatening to score again in the 8th. Base is loaded, but Jason Hayward grounds the Goldschmidt, and they convert the double play to keep this a 4-run game. Lester exits, and Carl Edwards enters for Chicago. He quickly gets ahead of Nelson Cruz, but he catches up to this breaking ball and drives it into center field. Here's Sano once again. Breaking ball left up and center right center. Sano doubter. That's 2 more for Minnesota. It's 7-5. We have a game again suddenly. Our offense can be so explosive, and that's why I can't believe we struggled so much down the stretch in year 3. Trying to keep it going. Garver, he's going to right center. Again driving the breaking ball, and they can't catch up to it. Another one in the gap. Extra bases galore for Minnesota. And then Jorge Polanco. 3-2, staying patient. Edwards gave him nothing to work with. 2 aboard now. Buxton can't hit the breaking ball. Still ahead in the count, and chops one softly to Alvarez, who has to go get it and can't beat Buxton to the bag. It's a hit, and the bases are loaded. Can the Twins really pull off this comeback? Here's Charlie Blackmon. Fly ball into center field. Another breaking ball left up. Twins can't hit all of them to the gap, and Herrera ends up ending the inning. We go top 9. Jake Reed. Oh, man. He was 1 pitch from potentially ending the inning, and that's not going to happen. Home run for Springer. So we go bottom 9, down 3. Goldschmidt gets a base hit to center field. Then we bring in the young Willie Ordonez off the bench to pinch hit. 1-2. Flame-throwing fastball down the middle. Ordonez can't catch up. And with 2 away, it's up to Yasiel Puig, who gets underneath one. Did not hit the ball well in the spring or in this first series. Cubs ultimately take it 2-1. At least we didn't just get blown out in this game 7-0. We made a game out of it. We showed that we're never really out of a ball game with how good our offense can be. Still, it's never fun to start the season with a losing series like this, even against a good team in our ballpark. But now that this is over, we look ahead to division action, and we are meeting up with the 2-1 Chicago White Sox. They signed Andrew McCutchen a couple years ago in the franchise, and just this past offseason also added Anthony Rizzo. There's a great chance that the Twins-White Sox rivalry is reborn this season, as both teams have their sights set on the AL Central title. In our first series, I was underwhelmed by our pitching, primarily our bullpen. Here you see a lot of them did not do well in their limited innings. And then for our offense, I just wanted to see more from Goldie and Puig. Unfortunately, they didn't have good series. But it's a long season, no need to overreact right now. Next episode, we get into these games against the White Sox. And after we start to settle into the season, I will start simming a lot more action than I did last year. But that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you for watching and supporting. It means a lot to me. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And let me know what you think this team can do in Season 4. I have high hopes. We'll see if the Twins can finally reach the expectations. Have a great day, everybody. See you soon.